Okay, so for my final project, I am explaining my flip lesson. So this lesson actually comes from one of the lessons in a larger unit, and it is geared towards preparing them for an end of unit performance task where they would research an endangered animal and create an argumentative presentation as to why their animal should receive an endangered protection grant of $1 million. And this lesson will occur near the end of the unit so that the students are able to critique credible sources to make sure that they're picking websites that are appropriate for their research. So which technologies were integrated into my flip lesson? Well, I used Screencast-O-Matic to record the flip lesson using teacher-made Google Slides for them to have a visual. Then I uploaded it to YouTube so that students would have access to the video, and then I would post that into Schoology so that they could get to the link. Then the students would need the internet, of course, to access the sites to critique, and they could get to those through Schoology as well. Then I created a Google Doc assignment with a graphic organizer for them to critique the different websites, and that's in Schoology as well. And then I have a BrainPop video for them to watch and do the quiz that goes along with that. And then they had to complete, or they would complete a Google form answering the essential question from the beginning of the lesson as an exit ticket. And then finally, I included the accommodation of Google Read and Write for those that have reading IEP. I wanted to be able to access students' website critiques in small groups, so I created a Google Doc assignment in Schoology where I could go back and give them feedback, whether it were face-to-face feedback in the small group, or I could put the notes on the side where they could go in and make changes. And I also included the Google Slides during the flip lesson video because I wanted them to have a visual to go by. I always have a class that has reading IEPs, so I wanted to make sure that I included that accommodation for them with the Google Read and Write. And then after reflecting on that, I also have students with writing IEPs or written expression problems, so I thought that I should have included that as well after reflecting on that. One challenge that I think that I will encounter when I actually have this, or when I actually teach this lesson in the classroom, is student engagement. I want to be able to use flip lessons in my classroom, and I know on Schoology you can actually go in and click an option where you can see who has viewed the video. However, that's not going to tell me if they were actually engaged until they have done the assignment and I can see the quality of work that they have done. So I want to do some more research and try to find out how to encourage that engagement because I don't want them to waste time having to go back and rewatch videos over and over to be able to get the assignment right when they're not paying attention to the lesson in the video. Alternative technologies that I could have included, I could have done Prezi instead of Google Slides for my flip lesson, or I could have done a PowerPoint. I could have also used Loom instead of Screencast-O-Matic to record the lesson as well. Alright, and that's all for my final project. Have a good day.